Let's verify we're streaming. Okay, you could call the committee to order.
Good evening. I would like to call this meeting to order, the Parks and Recreation Board meeting. First of all, we'll do the roll call. Lisa Haderlein.
Present.
Lori Lancaster.
Here.
And of course, I'm here.
Okay, and please use your mic because I get complaints
Okay.
when we don't do that. Okay, at this time, you need to ask for item number 2.
Do we have any public comments from the public?
Are you coming to talk about something already on the agenda?
Then would you like to come to the pulpit and state your name and address for the record?
Oh, I need to record this. Just a second, I'm not used to being the secretary here.
You're multitasking.
I know.
Doing a good job.
Okay.
So for public comments, we do have a citizen. Can you state your name and address, please, for the record? Thank you. Yes, what would you like to comment about?
Okay, so my name is Jose Alcozer. I reside at 700 East McKinley Street here in Harvard. I am part of a committee for the Commerce, trying to raise money for them. One of the things that I spoke to them about last week was raising money in different events. And I overheard the mayor speaking about the golf outing. I personally am part of a small MS charity. We are brand new to the Commerce. It's called AIMS, Assisting Individuals with Multiple Sclerosis. We have a golf outing every year. I've been running it for the last 15 years, and in the last 2 years, we've been able to raise about 20% more money due to the fact that we have a lot of stuff for silent auctions. We get a lot of the stuff from a company called AMS. Everything we get from them is on consignment, so nothing that we don't sell, we don't have to worry about paying for, which is great because, the whole point is to raise money, and if you pick up stuff and you don't sell it, you end up stuck with it. I have some flyers.
I just want to interact if I can. This is the Parks and Recreation Board Committee of the City, and I think you want to talk about the golf outing for the Harvard Parks Foundation. They meet tomorrow night.
Oh.
Okay.
Tuesday, and I'm like, no, it comes out Monday.
Yeah, so they meet tomorrow night,
Okay.
Tuesday. So this is, the advisory committee over Parks and Recreation Department, and the foundation is a 501c3 charity that raises
okay.
funds to support Harvard Parks.
Oh, okay.
And-
That's what I thought. And I thought she made me.
Yeah, so if you look at city's calendar, you got one today is this committee, and then you got one tomorrow night, it's the foundation.
And they meet in the conference room, don't they?
No, oftentimes they meet
Oh, they
here
do meet
unless
here.
there's a
Okay.
conflict, and they'll move over.
Oh, okay,
And what time?
okay.
The same, 5:30?
They meet at,
They're 5:30.
yes, 5:30. They meet a bit earlier.
Okay.
But, certainly if the board has any, consideration of doing something for parks directly in the future, it's a good contact to have.
For sure.
So I guess I'll be back tomorrow.
Sorry. That's okay.
I'll be back tomorrow.
Thank you.
Okay. if it's okay with committee, then I'll call John.
Sound good?
All right, let's do that. I'm gonna make sure I have the right number here. Let's see, we want to be speaker, right? That's not it. There we go.
Hello, it's John.
Hey, John, it's the mayor calling to admit you into the Harvard Parks and Recreation.
Okay.
All right, thank you. You are on speaker.
Okay.
I'll just fill you in, and Rosa, why don't you go ahead and fill him in where we are? Do you have a copy of the agenda, sir?
I'm watching the video.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Okay, so we are, of course, number 3 where we call Jews, so we can go from there, John, for approval of the minutes.
Okay.
If anybody would like to make a motion to approve the minutes.
I had one question, because I've never come in, although wait. Yeah, because up here at the very top it says Alderwoman Lorena Lancaster was absent, but then it has me voting on something and making a motion. So I think I came in a little bit.
Well, like you came into the meeting at some
Yeah.
point.
Right. So
I
does
think
anything need to
you
be
did
noted,
come
or-
in like 10 minutes or so after the meeting started, something like that,
Yeah.
right?
So I don't know if anything has to be like just mentioned there, or if people would assume it was a typo or what.
Probably should revise that, right, Mayor?
My recommendation would be to go ahead and approve the minutes with an inclusion of you entering the meeting at a later time than the start, so that that's noted in the record.
Okay, could I then make a motion to approve the minutes with the inclusion of noting that I entered into the meeting after it started? Please?
I'll second that.
All eyes carried. Do I need to call roll?
I think this is just an aye vote,
Just an
yeah.
aye.
There's no money involved.
Okay. So everyone that approves? Aye.
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 John, did you vote?
I said yes.
Okay.
Okay, John can take over.
John, Rose would like you to take over his chair.
For this meeting?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Why? But okay. All right, approve the minutes. Moving on to the Parks and Recreation Department report.
All right.
Stacy?
So programs are kind of winding down for the season. So we only have the kids' dance is going right now. We did have an extra person register for junior dance after I wrote this report, so there's actually 7 in there. And then we are waiting for youth knitting to hopefully get some more people. There's still only 1 registered, so if I can get a few more, then that will be starting next month. The exciting news, at least to me, about the programming part is that I'm working with the U.S. Medical Glove Company, and they are donating their dance studio space for us to use. So I asked many times to make sure, like, we can use this as much as we want, and we don't have to pay for it, and they said yes. So I'm working with our dance instructor to see what she wants to expand to, maybe try some different formats and styles and things, so that's really exciting. Also, we have 3 of the community garden plots that have been reserved already, so I just sent out a letter to them today, just with expectations of the gardeners and what they can expect from the Parks and Rec Department.
How many plots are there?
16?
Okay,
Yeah, 16.
Okay,
So the 3 that are rented already are all the ADA compliant ones, so they're like the taller,
okay, yep.
the taller ones. So
Cool.
I think one of them was going to be a Girl Scout troop or something, so that'll be fun.
Yeah.
I am working on finalizing the activity guide for the summer and fall. I'm planning on getting that to the printer next week, and then it should be delivered by mid-April. For pool and for parks, we are just working on staffing for the summer and interviewing and finalizing decisions about that. And then the last miscellaneous thing is we are starting to plan with the Harvard Parks Foundation the Day of the Dead event. So our first meeting is tomorrow, so we'll be working on that again with them this year. And that's all I have.
So do you know what you're gonna do at the US Golf Company?
For the what?
What programs you're gonna run? Are they lending you space for dancing?
Oh, at the dance studio? I mean, we could, I don't know what she has in mind. I know what I have in mind. So I'm waiting to hear back from the dance instructor about what she is able and willing to do. But we could also do fitness classes in there. We could expand into a lot of different things. So that really
It's an
opens up.
actual dance studio?
Yeah,
There is.
mirrored walls, the bar,
There
and
used to be a full
Wood floors.
fitness center.
Yeah,
it's
but
gorgeous.
dance too,
Yes,
that's
it's
amazing.
got a bar.
Wow.
It's
Right,
all
it's
set up
beautiful.
for
I went in to
dance.
see it and I was like, this is great.
There
And all the
isn't
ideas
one-
were flying.
There
What?
isn't one here in Harvard, right? We don't have a dance.
There's not, no.
No,
That's awesome.
yeah, so it's really exciting to have
Yeah.
access to that.
Yeah.
So I'm very grateful to the U.S. Medical Glove Company for their generosity, for sure.
Wow,
So,
and it's convenient to get to when you're there. It's,
yeah, it took me, I'm gonna have to write like directions and
Okay.
email parents and families beforehand, because I had to text my contact there and be like, I'm in the parking lot, where do I go? So, but
it's
once
big.
we're in once we're in the building, they're just gonna have to sign in as visitors, and then
Okay.
they'll be on their way, so,
cool,
yeah, it's very exciting.
that is.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Yeah, I'm glad that I bagged.
That's it?
Yes.
Okay. Moving on to the mayor's report.
Okay, from the mayor's report, one thing I need to bring to your attention, we just got a feedback from our engineer today for the estimate of construction to do the walking trail in Lions Park to connect the senior center to the library. And it's coming in quite a bit higher than I think we all had estimated. So we had we had about $124,000 from a grant.
Yeah.
And then we had allocated about 20,000 more, to get us right about 145, I think was the kind of the number we were trying to be under. The construction cost came back at a total of, with contingency, a 20% contingency, $269,000. So that's pretty significant. Even if you took out the contingency, you're at 224.
Yeah.
So we're going to ask him to take a look at it and see what could we subtract to try and bridge that gap. We don't know the way it's set up. If you recall, there's 2 loops. So you had the big loop, which would go up to the orchard, I guess is what we were calling it, but where the apple trees are,
Yeah.
all the way around by the water tower, and then to the senior center, and then back to the path. Not too far where the pavilion is at.
Yep.
And then there was another loop that would have crossed in the middle of that at top of the hill and then down to the library. So you had basically a big loop and a smaller loop that went around the Lions Park up to the senior center, and then an even smaller loop.
Like
from-
one around the sledding hill, basically?
Yeah, so
And then,
here,
yeah,
I can pass this on.
Oh,
You can
okay.
take a look.
Yep.
That was the expected, how it was supposed to go. And well, anyways, at this rate, we're gonna have him take a look to see, I think we're gonna have to eliminate one of the loops. The, less costly one would be the one that's in the middle, but I don't know if that gets us low enough. So it may be we have to eliminate the one that goes over by the trees.
Yeah.
At least for now, and put
Right.
it on, a future project.
Yeah, that would actually be my suggestion. Yeah.
So we're going to ask him
Yeah.
to kind of do the numbers again and take a look and see. There may be, so I have the next topic to tell you is there may be an opportunity to still do it. The question is whether you want to allocate the funds to it. So currently, we've kind of allocated a sum to try and acquire that empty lot downtown, lots, I should say. And at the moment, the seller is not willing to sell. So that money is parked there for that project, but it could bridge the gap of this. Just not sure if you want to take that's general fund capital improvement to put into that. That would be a decision up to, really it would go at that point to the admin committee because it's out of the general fund, not the parks.
So the quotes that we got, so how long are they good for?
We just received the construction estimate today. So
Okay.
the quotes that that was based on our engineer,
Okay.
his creations, and then the quotes that we got, I think we're going to get us through this spring if we move forward with the project.
Okay.
But it sounds like I said,
Yeah.
what
It's
my
high,
expectation
yeah.
is, we'll have our engineer figure out, if you cut out this, what would it be? If you cut out that, what would it be? And then bring it back for,
Yeah.
decision making, right? Because then you'll have more data to make
Yeah.
a better decision. Because we certainly want to utilize the grant that we earned,
Right.
we won, and so it just means we're going to have to change the scope again. And so, the other one was the downtown idea, the park there. At this juncture, at a minimum, it's on hold. Okay? That's all I have from the mayor's report.
Okay, thanks, Mr. Mayor. Anybody got anything else? Oh, I'm sorry, we're still on mayor's report now.
Yeah, I'm done.
Nobody but the mayor can talk now. Okay, moving on. Strategic vision surveys. I hope everybody has gone through their survey and is ready to dive into it and basically get this thing somewhat massaged out. Is that correct or no?
I did not get Lou's. Did Lou send it? Because I did not get it. A copy of the original one that we were supposed to try and.
Okay.
I have something here that is a draft of a 2025 to a 2026 survey.
I can't hear anybody.
Sorry, can you speak louder? And I'm not sure how we can get you to be, you're just going to have to speak louder, I think, yeah.
All right, I have a 2025 to a 2026 survey thing here, but it was telling me to log in to continue, so I could only really peruse the first page.
Yeah.
Is that loud enough?
Yes.
Hear that, John?
I parts of it.
Basically, Lori
Elf?
said she got the email, but she didn't get very far into it because you have to log into it.
Yeah, I was asking for a Gmail account, and I didn't know if that would then tie my personal account to city stuff.
No,
or
that
whatnot.
was the survey. That was the survey that Stacy put out, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was
Yeah,
the
I had
one
a draft on it, and then
This should have been a PDF.
I have
That's
some.
in the strategic vision from 2015.
where it says ranking things in importance between very important, important, somewhat important, and not important.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's like about 7 pages?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, then I received it.
She says she received it then, yes.
All right. Well, I don't know what we want to do here, I guess. We've been talking about doing this since August, I think. I guess I'm, do we want to do this? Do we not want to do this? I guess at this point, because, it's been 8 months now. And I'm more than frustrated, to be honest with you. So if we don't want to, I don't know what I'm keep bringing this up for. If nobody wants to work on it, and I'm not sure what to do at this point. I think it's part of our responsibility to do this, and I'm not sure why it's not getting done. So,
So, Mike, what you're looking at there, so John, Mike is looking at the parks master plan, I think?
This is,
That's right, from the visioning
there was
workshop.
from the visioning
Right.
workshop,
Yeah,
had all these questions,
yes,
which is on the city's website.
yes.
So if I go, so I can
Oh, I've
keep that
seen
page.
it, yeah.
I just want to make sure everyone knows. If you go to government, if you go to Parks and Recreation, it's listed down here. There's the master plan, and then there's a visioning workshop.
So maybe I've misunderstood. Is the visioning workshop, are those the questions that we were talking about doing a survey for? Because I thought there was a specific survey that we were supposed to receive.
Well, this was the specific survey that was used back in 2015. We were going to take this as a guide, so to speak, instead of coming up with a survey from scratch and modify it to fit 2025 from 2015. That was the
goal.
original plan back in August.
Right, but I guess what I'm confused about is, first thought Scott had the survey and was going to take a stab at it, and then,
I had the survey and was going to take a stab at it.
okay.
And when I was going through it, I got to thinking that it's just my opinion here, and I didn't want to color it that way.
Right,
And so then I suggested back in January that we all look at it, and then we can go through each question, and we can get a number of points of view on each question and decide if, well, A, if we want to even keep the question in the first place, or B, if we want to modify it somehow to make it relevant.
So that draft that I sent out of the survey, that's kind of the same idea that I had, and I just converted it to an editable version. So that's what I sent it out so everybody could take a look at it. Even if you had to log in, it would just, I'm the only one that has access to it otherwise. Just to like see the questions, because I used the same questions from the more recent one,
okay,
since I didn't have access to the older one.
okay.
So I created that just as like a template to kind of see where we're at right now, see what the questions had been most recently, and then everything can be changed. I just figured it would be easier to, like he said, like not start
How
from
about
scratch.
this, Stacy, and I'll make a suggestion. Can you go through this, this is the workshop, the visioning workshop where all these questions are. Can you collate these questions into that format?
Into that, yeah. Mhm.
Because you kind of, not only are the questions here on the visioning workshop, but so is what was determined in 2015.
Right.
And so what we really want to know is, do you still want to use those same questions? And then you want to get a more current snapshot
Right.
from the community, and now you've got 2 data points that you can review.
Right.
Is that sound like a plan, John? Because I think where we're stuck is everybody's looking for a list of questions versus going on the website. So if we collate all these questions into a document and send it to the board, then you have something, meaty in front of you to actually spend some time on.
That's fine, Mayor. I think the board could have done this on their own, but that's fine. If I'll go with whatever it takes to get this done. So if that's going to get it done, then sure, let's go that route.
I got you, John.
Well, I'm just making a suggestion since we're kind of been on a, get this off top dead center and move forward. So, maybe
No,
this.
that's what I'm saying. If this will move this forward, then that's fine.
All right, very good.
I'm more than willing to try that.
Okay, we will do that to try and help.
Okay, great. I guess we got nothing else on that. Let's move on to new business. Any new business?
Doesn't look like anyone has any input, no.
Great. All right, no new business. Next meeting, April 21st, 6 o'clock. Have a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right, thank you, John.
Bye.